Hi, I'm Roy. Science is... Thank you. Science is very clear and easy. And if it is not absolutely clear verbally and visually, with a direct link to all extrasensory relation, then it is intentional or non-intentional deception. Everyone across the board must provide immediate, real-time, upfront, first-person, clear, hard, physical evidence. Until everyone display this existence, then we are all an insufficient and unreliable source of data and information collected. There must be absolutely no dissimulation on all levels of reality. No exceptions. There are some unnatural absolute physical issues on Earth which must be addressed. Nuclear energy, bad. Chemtrails and clouds, poisoning of our food, air, and water sources, which also damages our biology and disrupts all electrical things, including the manifestations of our spirit from Earth. They're messing with our spirits. They're messing with our spirits from the Earth. This has got to stop. The crystal dome. Thank you. The crystal dome, which imprisons Earth and all the inhabitants. And believe it or not, bed bugs. Bed bugs. Yeah. Bed bugs which house actual physical worms which eat and feast on both our biological and also electrical signatures of a host. They are also known as dragons or serpents, snakes. The nuclear energy utilizes hyper-accelerated toxic metals coupled along with fluorine, which degenerates most or almost all biological existence. Chemtrails, which house various toxins such as freon, coal ash, aluminum, barium, strontium, fluoride, insecticide, pesticide, weed killer, and antibiotics, and a numerous of other agents which I haven't named. They often create clouds which are utilized for various reasons, including to hide the presence of a physical object or thing, to jam radars and confuse the brain by disruption through the blockage of the normal functionality of the biological host, particularly the brain, which houses our pineal gland. This has got to stop. Which houses our pineal gland, which the pineal gland process these chemicals and data on levels which can be accelerated to generate enough electricity to move, I know this is going to sound crazy, an entire planet. This is crazy. This is wonderful. And I sound crazy. But since I'm God, I'm telling you the truth. The pineal gland processes chemicals on levels which are accelerated to generate enough electricity to move an entire planet. The crystal dome is a translucent supercrystal which houses the Earth in an encasement and enclosure. This existence is pressurized in a pushing and positive charge which pushes against the Earth. This positive energy is what is causing gravity to exist. Thank you, and thank you. It causes gravity to exist, which effectuates this Earth, which inhibits a negative charge, which in turn pulls the dome down, causing a vacuum seal. This is what gravity is. Thank you. Free information here. Doesn't take a genius or rocket scientist to figure these things out. Seriously. This, okay, in my case, maybe it takes God, but anyway. This positive energy is what causes gravity to exist, and the dome houses a Van de Graaff or Graaff generator and plasma energy, which are affected by various types of elements and substances within and outside the dome, namely a technology utilizing water and electromagnetic existence, which we all identify as, believe it or not, the sun and the moon. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Bedbugs. Bedbugs are tiny insects, which this is going to sound bizarre, and I'm going to sound crazy, but the true ETs are bedbugs, seriously, no lie. They are. Bedbugs are tiny insects which may utilize telepathy and hypnosis to influence or take over the biological host and influence thought patterns, emotions, and behaviors such as eating and sleep and wake patterns. This is crazy, but it's true. It's true. Absolute physical evidence. Bedbugs may exist in your home without your notice until the infestation is so bad that your home is condemned. And the reason why they go unnoticed is because of this hypnotic effect that they inject into the psyche of your mind that affects your ears and your eyes, and they are virtually invisible, and they are extraordinarily intelligent. I don't want to glorify the bed bugs, but in reality they are the aliens that are taking over the planet. Yeah. True lies here. Bedbugs are resistant to toxic air, thus enabling humans to be super mutant and resistant to toxic fumes also. Also, it allows humans to be resistant against chemtrails and arsenic aerosols. Are bedbugs really a strategic way to keep us from dying out really fast? I'm not sure. But they are also the culprit of disease and death and a lot of other things which I'm not able to name at this present moment because I just don't know what the hell I'm talking about. No, you're not supposed to clap, you're supposed to laugh. But the truth is that these bugs often house MRSA, which are basically known by the science field as a superbug, which is incapable of being stopped or destroyed through the use of modern day medicine. This is crazy. We need to stop this shit. What's going on here? The military has a manual that they have distributed to their operatives to help them deal with this very threat. And there are disclaimers by our federal government in dealing with this extraterrestrial threat. Yes, this is an extraterrestrial threat. And I don't want to speak too many bad things about the bedbugs since we are friends and I am God and I have spoke to them. But the truth is the truth. These are parasites which must be dealt with. Bedbugs, they can't be stopped by medicine. The hospitals, when a patient comes to a medical facility, the patients are given psychological medication for hallucinations and anxiety. This is crazy. Today, the earth and various existence face an epidemic involving all of the above mentioned items, including that of the superbug, which is the true ET, which has taken over and infiltrated this planet. This shit has got to end. Someone needs to question this. In dealing with that, let's talk about... Okay, that brings to my mind sickness. And let's talk about sickness and the body and the brain and medicine and hypnosis, because that's what the fuck is going on. Listen. Thank you. If you listen to me today, I will give you and provide you tools which will help you in every facet of your life and will give you and your planet the ability to escape this prison. No lie. And since I am God and I came back to save you, I can say this. Okay, let's talk about sickness in the brain, medicine, hypnosis. Sickness in the body is when a foreign substance or article penetrates the surface or interior of the body. At what point does a person become sick? Good question. A person becomes sick when the brain is incapable of decoding the obstacles and substances or articles, thus sending the data into a handicap mode or looping effect, which results in various reactions, including death. Did you get what I just said? The brain is what controls this situation. Seriously, the brain. In fact, reality. No, thank you. In fact, sickness does not actuate until the brain is incapable of dealing with the issue. Thus, it is not the actual thing or threat or substance which hits you, but rather it is the brain's reaction to the substance which causes one to become sick. Fucking amazing. The brain. And they told you it was mind over matter. It was really the truth. A person can live for hundreds of years with a lethal substance in their body. I shouldn't have said hundreds of years. In my case, it's hundreds of years. But in your case, it's just 100 years maybe. No, I'm serious. A person can live for 100 years with a lethal substance in their body, just as long as the main functions of their organs or your organs and arteries are not obstructed. And even in this case, if the brain ignores the substance or that substance, a person is known to live perfectly fine with that foreign substance in their body. There's many examples of this. They can live with this foreign substance on their body or within their body. So in turn, ultimately, it is the brain and how it reacts to things which controls the behavior and functionality of the biological host. This is fucking incredible. Thank you. This leads me to our next subject, medicine. Medicine. We all basically know what medicine is, so I will not need to cover what it is. Or should I? Should I? Pun intended here. Why? Why? Because most medicine is a farce or fake and only made to generate money for pharmaceutical and medical companies. And that's the fucking bottom truth. Everybody knows this. This is not new information. It is a known fact among the experts in the medical field that medicine does not do anything to heal anyone or anything, but in fact, medicine is developed to disrupt or trigger the brain's natural response to an immediate or relative threat. Wow, it's the brain. Your brain, my brain, our brain, and even God's brain, the devil's brain. It's our brain. In fact, all medicine ever does is throw the brain off or trigger the brain to respond. That's all medicine does. That's all it can do. That's all the scientists know. They inject this medicine in your body to throw your brain off, to get your brain to respond. And the brain is what does the actual healing in the human body. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you. Holy brain fart, black man. This is awesome. Yeah. For example, pain medication. Pain medication. This is one that everybody knows about. When you take pain medication, it goes into your body through your nose or your mouth or by injection right into your bloodstream or stomach. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that this could be problematic because in the stomach alone, most of the medicine is destroyed. But what remains are small pieces of data that scientists and doctors have come to know that our brain does all the healing and not the medicine. All pain pills do is send a blocker, inhibitor, into the body, which defers a return signal to the brain that there is something wrong in the body, causing the brain to ignore the issue. When the brain ignores the substance, it begins to focus on the normal functionality of the body, providing a temporary or permanent fix to the problem. In fact, almost all medicine is designed to block the brain from signaling that there is a problem within the body. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously. I'm about 2 seconds from firing my sound guy because he's off course here. But it's all in your heads, and it's all in my head right now. So let's go on. In all my research and study of medicine, I knew this. And for the record, I've been studying science since I was 5 years old. 5 years old. As a matter of fact, this is the truth. When I came to this planet, all of this stuff was very familiar to me, and it was extremely easy. I knew building robots. I built my first robots at the age of 11 years old, and my mind was far more advanced than it is now. No, I'm joking, but it felt like it then. Seriously, I think I had less restrictions back then, and anyway, in all my research and study of medicine, I knew this, but I didn't actually understand this until I fell deathly ill, fighting for my life last year, when I was exposed to direct contact with a chemtrail assailant, causing me to have swelling around my brain, life-threatening rashes, and a series of other biological and psychological issues which lasted for a year. During this terrifying experience, I learned that none of the best medicine science could offer was effective. But in the end, it was my brain which did all the work to save my life, with the exception of my magical powers, which made me basically God. No. It's the brain. It's the brain. It's the brain. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand that medicine does nothing. It is the brain that does 100% of the work in healing anything relative to our bodies or anyone's body. This leads me to the subject and pivoting to hypnosis. And hypnosis it plays a role in our life, so we need to pay attention to hypnosis. Let's get into it. Hypnosis, in dealing with the brain and various types of issues that I will not cover in this dialogue, but it is a common mistake that people don't know that hypnosis is real, relative, and a significant part in our perception of ourselves, others, and relation to everything in life, in dealing with, listen to me very carefully, in dealing with time and space on earth. Did you hear what I said? Hypnosis is very significant in dealing with time and space on earth. From the day a person is born, hypnosis is forced upon them to get them to conform to a system which is very pushy, intrusive, and unfriendly, leaving nothing in the end but death as a reward. Wow, that's crazy. What a bargain. No, it's forced choice. People on a regular are unaware that they perform simple hypnosis, such as forgetting. And for example, a person can place, let's go into this. A person can place their keys on a table before they go out the door to tie their shoe. And in the middle of tying their shoe, they have already sent a signal to their brain to distract them and when they go to tie their shoe, they begin to think a second thought. They look at the clock and how fast time has gone. And if they don't hurry up, then they're going to be late for work. There's a third process which interrupts the brain. By this time, the brain has encountered a third commandment. You're probably not following me. When a person gets up in the morning, they get dressed, they get ready to go out the door, they grab their keys to get in their car, and in their peripheral vision, they see that their shoe's untied. And immediately it sends a disruption. Now listen, after 3 of those or so, the response for getting their keys has been interrupted by 3 commands. Tie your shoes, look at the time, and you're late for work. So hurry up before you are late. The signal returned to the brain are not the correct sequence, but rather a false return of data. Not 1 time, but 3 times, sending the brain into a broken loop. At this point, most people just stand there, having absolutely no idea what the fuck they're standing there for, just like what I'm doing right now when I read this stuff to you. And I'm lost because I just lost my reading plate. No, I didn't. I'm just joking with you. But anyway, thank you 2 ladies that just got through laughing. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, I just demonstrated you a broken loop, a broken loop right there. I am. The signals. What happened when they tie the shoe? The signals returned to the brain are not the correct sequence, but rather a false return of data. Not 1 time, but 3 times, sending the brain into a broken loop. At this point, many people just stand there having no idea what they are going to get, which we're talking about the keys. And in many cases, during distractions, a person totally forgets or ignores what they was looking for. What the fuck has happened? We just forgot what we was talking about just now. That's what the fuck. I distracted you. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Upon immediate response to the brain, upon immediate response to the last commands, was to hurry up and go to work. The person runs outside, and then they turn around. Now, they shut the door, and what happens? And they begin to lock the door. Wait, finally, memory comes back because the loop has been completed. The circle has been completed. They just remembered what the fuck they forgot. Thank you. Oh, here's I forgot my keys. I can't get to the car, honey. I need my keys. Depending on your read-only memory, that's wrong. And that is the speed of the memory banks, the storage banks in your brain. It's not an immediate recall. But depending on your forefront of your forehead and your brain, your forethoughts, your pineal gland, that will depend on how quickly you remember to get your keys. People who have been affected by aluminum, and which causes Alzheimer's, and there's a few other things that cause Alzheimer's. Yeah, thank you. They may never fucking remember. They may forget forever. Where the fuck is it? Disruption to their brain has been jammed and exploded by aluminum, which sends flashes in the brain, blocks the pineal gland. And this person may never ever find their keys again. Serious, this is a sick situation which must be addressed. Seriously. This shit's gotta end. The loop is complete when they begin to lock the door. Now they remember where their keys are. Depending on the read-only memory speed of the recall brain, and if the data is still in the forehead or frontal lobe, a person may spend several minutes or even days trying to remember what they forgot. Oh crap, where are my keys? Everyone has been guilty of forgetting. What just happened here? Well, the brain was given instructions to go to work, so you picked up your keys to proceed. That instruction was immediately interrupted by your peripheral vision, sending a disruption to your brain that, oh shoot, if I don't tie my shoelaces, then I'm going to fall. So you place your keys on the table to tie them. And you know what? I'm just fucking repeating what I just said because we're in the Matrix. Seriously. No, we're really in the Matrix. I'm not lying. You think I'm lying, but I'm really telling you the truth. This world is an illusion, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. It really is. It really is. It really is. Absolute physical evidence. So you place your keys on the table to tie your shoes. You know your keys are on the table, so it's usually something people remember to do. But in many cases, a lot of people forget at this point where they lost their keys. After 3 distractions, the 4th distraction did regain that lost connection, sending the person into total recall. Thank you. Thank you. Total. And since I'm God, that's what I have, total recall. I remember exactly what I did before the earth began. Thank you. I did. Yeah. Go screw yourself, devil. Okay, listen. You, believe it or not, you have just been schooled on how to make something disappear without notice or even remember. I just taught you a Houdini trick. A magic trick been placed on you since the day you was born. There's a lot of them, or a few of them. That's all they need is a few. Now, half a dozen magic tricks, and I can make you disappear just like everyone else in this world. Okay. Also, please note that forgetting and disappear are related. They are almost identical twins. Well, in your case, you're missing one of the twins. Specialists have discovered some basic commands that the brain do on a regular, such as itch, scratch, forget, disappear. And I'm not trying to put hypnosis on you, but if you happen to itch and scratch and forget, then, you know, it's just maybe you're under hypnosis. No, the reality is that in a sort of sense, we're all under hypnosis because we're stuck in this dome. No lie. I am teaching you secrets to the universe. You may not know it, but I am giving you hints to how the world actually exists. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. No, thank myself. Seriously. Specialists have given basic commands that the brain do on a regular, such as itch, scratch, forget, disappear, feel pain, feel okay. And my favorite two, sleep and awake. And you're still sleeping, so wake up. Wake up. This leads me to a subject I will touch very briefly. Hypnosis. Hypnosis reminds me of a certain extraterrestrial species type. And you listen to me very carefully because this is key to how this world exists. Hypnosis reminds me of a certain extraterrestrial species type. And I'm not talking about the bedbug here. Although they have used the bedbug against you or for you. I don't know which one it is, but this shit's gotta stop for real. Hypnosis reminds me of a certain extraterrestrial species type called sentient symbiosis. This is an entity which houses in the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is a higher frequency existence which supersedes all sub-dimensions, providing a physical connection. All sub-dimensions are subject or has no preeminence or dominion over the higher dimensions. The fourth controls the third controls the second, so forth and so on. You will never see a piece of paper get up and move a person set them on a sofa unless you're watching cartoons, which the world is basically a cartoon. Getting down close to that right now. You'll never see this happen. In the fourth dimension, a person has control over all subdimensional existence. Likewise, the fifth dimension, which sits directly in alignment, has control of all subdimensions, including all the inhabitants of Earth. These fifth dimensional creatures feast on electricity generated by utilizing hypnosis to stimulate all sorts of living creatures, both biological and mechanical, to emit emotions and mental mindsets by subjecting the host to various types of conditions and in many cases suggestions of stress physically and mentally, which may provide a direct or indirect connection to provide or occupy this host of energy, an energy which fulfills their needed sustenance. And I'm not talking about Thor here, but maybe I am. No, I'm really serious about that one. I'm really serious. But anyway, maybe not Thor, but somebody like him, right? Welcome to Gandhar. Ladies and gentlemen, hypnosis. The fifth dimensional creatures feast on electricity generated by utilizing hypnosis to stimulate all sorts of living creatures, both biological and mechanical, to emit emotions and a mental mindset by subjecting the host to various types of living conditions, and in many cases suggestions of stress. Actions relative to this has been known to empower the dome of Earth by sending electronic pulses directly or indirectly to that being through the Earth Dome, and they are connected to that Earth Dome. Seriously, I know this sounds bizarre, but it is really the truth. Seriously. And I hope you're following me. This static electricity gives them a rush or high sensation, and basically, these aliens are basically they're hooked on phonics like me, and no, they're drugged up. They're drugged. They're hooked on bad vibes. Seriously, these entities. It is a literal food or drug or both for the sole purpose of providing entertainment and bodily pleasure for fifth dimensional entities. Is what we deem to be heaven actually a higher ground advantage point of the hunter who feeds on their prey, the earth dwellers, for the sole purpose of utilizing earth dwellers as energy? You better listen to what I'm telling you now. There are more than one heaven. There is more than one heaven. There is more than one existence. Earth is not the only existence. Come on, wake up. We're just stuck here for a minute, a few seconds. Since there's not really much anyone can do with the exception of one particular weapon, if you pay attention to me, you will learn exactly what that weapon is, or that tool. It doesn't have to be a weapon. It could be a tool for you non-violent people here on the planet. In my case, it's both a weapon and a tool, because I can be violent just like you and just anyone, and be nice at the same time. We all have potential of good and evil, including God. That's what you need to understand. Since there's not really much anyone can do, with the exception of one particular tool that we can use, listen to me very carefully. You can use these to give you an advantage when dealing with higher frequencies and dimensions. And this is good news, because it's basically a bad news and bad. Seriously. When it comes to this control, and this is control. This is control. The earth is full of control. And we don't like it. We don't like it. We don't like it. I don't really have too many issues with it. I don't have too many issues with but except that the majority of the sentient beings are junkies, and they are addicted to negative drama and emotion. Thus, the earth is primarily a negative mindset geared existence, and this shit needs to end now. The minds of these entities are often corrupted. Reaping. No, thank you. The reaping of this harvest sends a negative repercussion to all the existence within this earth. You see, even though those sentient beings are not directly, they are affected, they don't have to deal with this shit. We do. We need to stop this. It's a love-hate relationship. I told you about that. This is how the earth really exists. These beings, often you call them angels, some people call them aliens. And I'm being honest here. Since I come from that dimension, and you know, you need to understand there's a lot of things about this world that you don't understand. But since I come from that dimension, and since I'm God, and so I can talk about this, and I can tell you the truth about this. Seriously. Don't you go around shooting bullets and laser guns. It's just going to bounce back. But in my case, I want to expose my own kind to help you understand your world and to free you. Seriously. Now that's really the truth. Yeah, I came from your future. Yeah, I came from your future. I'm God. No, come listen. Yeah. Thank you, sound effects, man. We really, really love that. I'm not lying today. Okay, I'm lying. I'm telling the truth. Because I am the lion. Make me a good lion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you get what I'm telling you, because I'm really trying to free your mind. Seriously. These are junkies. Those entities are addicted to negative drama and emotions. Thus, this earth is fucked up, and it's going to continue to be fucked up until we change the minds of the angels, or whatever the hell you want to call them. I'm very serious. This is an absolute physical. You know, I'm the guy who's coming back to tell you. I'm not the guy who studied science and then told you. I'm the guy who is science, and I'm telling you. Seriously. These beings often utilize suggestion during wake and especially during sleep hours. This is when a person has dreams, and there is a reason why they come to you during your sleeping hours. Thank you. Devil does it too. God does it. They're guilty. Guilty of fucking with you during your sleep, messing with you. The government does it too. Supercomputers, radio frequency, crystal technology. They fuck with you while you're sleeping, because there are a lot of paranormal things that happen during your sleep. Seriously. In dealing with your pineal gland. Now, I am really giving you some secrets here. These beings often utilize suggestion during waking, especially during sleep hours, when a person's subconscious is open to whatever illusions cast into the memory bank of their brain. In many cases, people experience rapid eye movement. This is when the subconscious, okay, is open to whatever illusions. Okay, this is when the subconscious and or both the conscious brain, it's when they both fire up while people are still awake or sleep. This happens sometimes during traumatic events, when a person gets in an auto accident. Maybe they get thrown out of the car and their baby's stuck in the car, and all of a sudden they get this superhuman strength and their pineal gland, and man, I'm telling you, I just now disclosed to you something that is remarkable, that exists. It's an absolute, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of tune. We're out of tune when we're on this planet. We're out of tune. We live amongst each other, and we are all superhuman in general. We have potential. We've been held back. In many cases, people experience rapid eye movement. This is when the subconscious and or both the conscious brain fires up at the same time, whether a person is awake or asleep. In fact, if the fire comes at hyper accelerated speeds, a person can actually be consciously aware while they are in a subconscious state. It means you can be asleep and have lucid dreams, just like I'm having right now with you. Is it live or is it memorized? No, you think I'm playing, but I'm serious. The brain is powerful. We may be dreaming right now. And since I'm God, and I know that we are, thank you. I just heard a bell. And probably my imagination again. I'm probably hallucinating. Listen, God loves you. The real God loves you. Not this God that's ruling this earth. Those gods, they hate you. Angels are stuck in the realm. And angels believe that this is reality, and it's not. You think it's reality, and it's not. But you can substantiate in this planet simultaneously while you exist in another planet. I know I sound crazy. Get back to the subject. In fact, if the fire comes at hyper accelerated speeds, we're talking about your brain, and we're talking about these entities working on your mind while you're sleeping. And the hyper acceleration go into you're consciously aware while you're in this subconscious state. This, and in extreme cases, a person can be physically aware and awake and see and hear things which defy reality because they are in between two existence simultaneously. This also denotes a person's ability to experience a lucid dream so real that the brain is unable to tell if that person, listen to me, is asleep or not. Wake up. Wake up. Angels, wake up. Wake up. You're sleeping. The fifth dimensional sentient symbiosis is a highly advanced superhuman or super energy form that is not visible to the naked eye. The reason why they're not visible to the naked eye is because of the hyper acceleration, which defies time and space. It's faster than the speed of light. That's why you can never see these entities. But you will. Wait. No, I sort of inadvertently lied to you. But I'm going to fix it. There is a point that you do see these entities. There is a point that you do see them, okay? There is a connection. Boy, I deserve $1 trillion billion for this. Seriously. I deserve a lot of money for this one. But I don't want your money. The reason why I'm able to disclose this data to you is because it is, in the reality, is something that I'm from, something that I know for sure, and this existence, and I'm glad to share this with you. because we love people, we love humans, we love creatures on this earth. And it's all about love, seriously. Listen. Unlock the earth. Here it goes. The fifth dimensional sentient symbiosis is a highly advanced superhuman or super energy form that is not visible to the naked eye. However, during connection to the fourth dimension, they appear as an orb light or laminating or illuminating, and I don't know why that was corrected to laminating. I corrected it earlier. This is the Matrix. I know this is no, I'm serious. Interesting. It's probably my spell checker, and I'm just tripping. Seriously, tripping off of that. Good stuff. They appear as an orb of light or illuminating energy, which often transforms into various shapes and creatures, not excluding human-like angels. These are the ones who overlook the crystal dome of Earth. They are fully responsible for fucking the planet up. Thank you. Not you. Them. They're the ones who are fucking the planet up. And since I'm God and I'm on the planet for a while, I understand while Dad's gone, you guys are fucking up the world. And that's what's going on. These are the ones who overlook the crystal dome of Earth. They are fully responsible for all the actions and reactions within the dome by processing the photosynthesis and natural and artificial magnetic electrical current by which the Earth substantiates and exists on all levels, including that of the spirit. The spirit. Listen. People are dumb. Basically, we're all dumb. We're all idiots. Seriously. Including myself. Fucking idiot. But I'm probably the smartest idiot you'll ever meet in your life. Or not meet in your life. I claim to be the smartest man that ever existed in the whole universe. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck about none of this stuff, seriously. In order to be the greatest, you have to become the least on this planet. You have to be the most humble. You have to have a sincere heart. I don't want to see anyone suffer and burn and none of this shit. There is a reason to my madness, people. However, I am not like other people. I do believe in war. I do believe in killing. I do believe in murder. I believe in that stuff. But I also believe in love, and I believe in kindness. I believe in forgiveness. And for you passive people out there, you need people like me to protect you when you're existing on this planet. Seriously. Thank you. These are the ones who overlook the crystal dome, those so-called angels. They are fully responsible for all the actions and reactions within the dome by processing the photosynthesis and natural and artificial magnetic electrical current by which the Earth substantiates and exists on all levels, including spiritual. The spirit and the electrical signature are synonymous. The spirit and the electrical signature are synonymous. The spirit and the electrical signature are synonymous. The spirit and the electrical... Okay, I'm done. I was just now putting you under hypnosis. Yeah. The spirit and the electrical signature are synonymous. What is going on within Earth realm while dealing with fifth dimensional beings? Listen, the play button is set to your emotions.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Emotions.
No, don't give it to your emotions.
Okay, I'm a horrible Yoda, but you get what I'm saying. No, no. The play is on your emotions. The play is on your emotions. The play is on your emotions. The play, the entire story of Earth is to generate energy through and by the use of stimulation or stir up of your emotional levels in order to create actual energy or electrical existence. The majority of the process begins within the brain and is hyper accelerated by the power of the internal multiplier, which defines and defies actual physical time and space. Yes, this is Star Trek again. By the use and power of the pineal gland. The pineal gland. The pineal gland. The pineal gland. And this led me into talking about the Earth, that there is no clear hard physical evidence of the geographical location and size and shape of the Earth. And you can follow that dialogue on this website. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just given you secrets to how this Earth exists. If you listen and watch all of my videos, listen to all my videos, and the reason why I don't give you visual is because I'm cheap and I don't want to spend money on videos. No, I just haven't done it yet. I don't want to put a face on me. I want you to use your imagination, because basically that's how the world really exists. Seriously, you have to use your mind. Create your own illusions, but always tell the truth. Always tell the truth. Always tell the truth. Always tell the truth. Be clear. If it doesn't promote protection and love, it is deception and it's wrong. Bottom line, fuck you, dragon. You know. Anyway, as of December the 6th, 2015, there is no clear hard physical evidence of any planet or celestial body or satellite in low or deep orbit, with the exception of the sun and the moon. No sources of intelligence has provided hard evidence, but merely guesswork, speculative dialogue, drawings, and graphs and animations. There's very little that people understand about this absolute dome on all levels, including super beings and angels, which themselves don't fully understand the purpose of the dome. All they can do is observe from outside and experience the byproduct of energy that emits that existence. In short, the dome is an absolute physical existence of a supercondensed translucent material, much like crystal. The sole purpose of the dome is to enclose or imprison and enslave the inhabitants to be cultivated and observed for the use of entertainment, stimulated by the forced distribution of disruptions of the psyche of the biological host by enforcing dramatic equations through the immediate threat to the mindset in relation to the disposition of one's attitude in dealing with their biological and electrical existence relative to their brain and thought process. The dome is fucking with you. That's why people are acting crazy. That's why the government are out of control. They're acting just like what prisoners do when they're given a life sentence. People have lost their fucking mind here. They have. We need to get out of here. There is no escape until love supersedes everything. Absolute presence of love. Every crime committed is a failure to love. There you go, dragon. Screw you. Yeah, here's my response. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to love each other, right? The dome is a superconductor. The dome is a superconductor of basically three types of electricity: natural and non-electrical magnetite. Electricity by use of metals. Okay, let's go back. The The dome is a superconductor of basically three types of electricity: natural and non-electrical magnetite, electricity by use of metals such as copper, silver, and gold. And we have to iterate that iron and aluminum and metals like that jam the brain. Now you understand why they put fucking iron in your cereal and your food, fluoride in your water, because they're jamming your fucking brains, fucking with you, keeping your pineal gland at bay. This is what's really going on, ladies and gentlemen. The dome is a superconductor of basically three types of natural. Natural, there's only two, but there's really basic. I'm going to say there's three: natural and non-electrical magnetite, electricity by use of metals such as copper, silver, and gold, and finally a super bioplasma, which is mostly generated by the use and forced acceleration of the pineal gland, which, wow, the pineal gland, which houses the pineal gland houses both crystal and biological substance that utilizes both natural and electrical magnetic electricity. Thank you. Thank you. In this dome, there is what they call the Van de Graaff or Graph or Grafe. The Van de Graaff generator and chemtrails are prime examples of the absolute physical existence of this physical phenomenon. When dealing with the brain, namely the center which houses an actual physical biological supercondensed crystal called the pineal gland, which also houses watery plasma crystals containing high amounts of various metals, including gold and magnetite, which in turn, during the process of hyper-accelerated momentum signals, signals the brain to produce, I'm talking about the pineal gland, chemtrails, the Van de Graaff generator. When dealing with the brain, namely the center which houses actual physical biological supercondensed crystal called the pineal gland. During this process, there is a hyper-accelerated momentum which signals the brain to produce melatonin and serotonin in order to rest or rapidly physically move through disbursement by the use of sugar, proteins which produce adrenaline, and this uses expulsions in the body in order to inhibit hyper-accelerated speeds, which exhibit a hyper jump through the pineal gland, which forces an existence outside of the crystal dome by synthesized held elements and matter in one location, namely this earth, or where you are laying down sleeping or whatever the hell you're doing inside the dome, causing a negative positive effect known as the copper top battery operation, which may empower the entirety of the existence and levitational polarity to keep the whole existence of the universe suspended in animation outside the exist of time and space. Yes, this is a fairy tale story of how the world truly exists in time and space. It's a flat existence suspended in the middle of an absolute exist we call dark matter, or the abyss of the absolute empty space of my imagination. Because you didn't get that, did you? Because everything exists in my mind. And all that empty space is just where I have kept you from interfering with other like existence, such as parallel universes. And this is the Twilight Zone, housed within my imagination. Yes, human, you exist in my brain. In order to understand this world, we need to have absolutely physical, clear evidence, really, so we can understand and process. Ladies and gentlemen, I said a lot of things. Go back and listen to this video, and I might erase it and I might replay it. I don't know, but until I see you where I am already, open your eye. Open your eye. Two lies here. Bedbugs are resistant to toxic air, thus enabling humans to be super mutant and resistant to toxic fumes also. Also, it allows humans to be resistant against chemtrails and arsenic aerosols. Are bedbugs really a strategic way to keep us from dying out really fast? I'm not sure. But they are also the culprit of disease and death and a lot of other things which I'm not able to name at this present moment because I just don't know what the hell I'm talking about. No, you're not supposed to clap, you're supposed to laugh. But the truth is that these bugs often house MRSA, which are basically known by the science field as a superbug, which is incapable of being stopped or destroyed through the use of modern day medicine. This is crazy. We need to stop this shit. What's going on here? The military has a manual that they have distributed to their operatives to help them deal with this very threat. And there are disclaimers by our federal government in dealing with this extraterrestrial threat. Yes, this is an extraterrestrial threat. And I don't want to speak too many bad things about the bedbugs since we are friends and I am God and I have spoke to them. But the truth is the truth. These are parasites. Home houses a Van de Graaff or Graaff generator and plasma energy, which are affected by various types of elements and substances within and outside the dome, namely a technology utilizing water and electromagnetic existence, which we all identify as, believe it or not, the sun and the moon. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Bedbugs are tiny insects, which this is going to sound bizarre, and I'm going to sound crazy, but the true ETs are bedbugs, seriously, no lie. They are. Bedbugs are tiny insects, which may utilize telepathy and hypnosis to influence or take over the biological host and influence thought patterns, emotions, and behaviors such as eating and sleep and wake patterns. This is crazy, but it's true. It's true. Absolute physical evidence. Bedbugs may exist in your home without your notice until the infestation is so bad that your home is condemned. And the reason why they go unnoticed is because of this hypnotic effect that they inject into the psyche of your mind that affects your ears and your eyes, and they are virtually invisible. And they are extraordinarily intelligent. I don't want to glorify the bedbugs, but in reality, they are the aliens that are taking over the planet. Yeah. True planet. This is crazy. This is wonderful. And I sound crazy. But since I'm God, I'm telling you the truth. The pineal gland processes chemicals on levels which are accelerated to generate enough electricity to move an entire planet. The crystal dome is a translucent supercrystal which houses the Earth in an encasement and enclosure. This existence is pressurized in a pushing and positive charge which pushes against the Earth. This positive energy is what is causing gravity to exist. Thank you. Thank you. and thank you. It causes gravity to exist, which effectuates this earth, which inhibits a negative charge, which in turn pulls the dome down, causing a vacuum seal. This is what gravity is. Thank you. Free information here. Doesn't take a genius or rocket scientist to figure these things out. Seriously. This, okay, in my case, maybe it takes God, but anyway. This positive energy is what causes gravity to exist, and the dome. Hi, I'm Roy. Science is, thank you. Science is very clear and easy, and if it is not absolutely clear verbally and visually with a direct link to all extrasensory relation, then it is intentional or non-intentional deception. Everyone across the board must provide immediate, real-time, upfront, first-person, clear, hard, physical evidence. Until everyone display this existence, then we are all an insufficient and unreliable source of data and information collected. There must be absolutely no dissimulation on all levels of reality. No exceptions. There are some unnatural absolute physical issues on Earth which must be addressed. Nuclear energy, bad. Chemtrails and clouds, poisoning of our food, air, and water sources, which also damages our biology and disrupts all electrical things, including the manifestations of our spirit from Earth. They're messing with our spirits. They're messing with our spirits from the earth. This has got to stop. The crystal dome. Thank you. The crystal dome, which imprisons Earth and all the inhabitants. And believe it or not, bed bugs. Bed bugs. Yeah. Bed bugs which house actual physical worms which eat and feast on both our biological and also electrical signatures of a host. They are also known as dragons or serpents, snakes. The nuclear energy utilizes hyper-accelerated toxic metals coupled along with fluorine, which degenerates most or almost all biological existence. Chemtrails, which house various toxins such as freon, coal ash, aluminum, barium, strontium, fluoride, insecticide, pesticide, weed killer, and antibiotics, and a numerous of other agents which I haven't named. They often create clouds which are utilized for various reasons, including to hide the presence of a physical object or thing, to jam radars and confuse the brain by disruption through the blockage of the normal functionality of the biological host, particularly the brain, which houses our pineal gland. This has got to stop. Which houses our pineal gland, which the pineal gland process these chemicals and data on levels which can be accelerated to generate enough electricity to move, I know this is going to sound crazy, an entire